Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new or simply not yet subscribed, I'm Brittany, and definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button. Happy Halloween. I will be posting our annual trick-or-treating short video, so stay tuned for that. Obviously that'll be later after we take the kids trick-or-treating. With 31 days of Halloween officially coming to a close, this video, this hour, is the last chance to enter the mystery box giveaway. All you have to do to enter is like this video, hit the subscribe button, and comment down below what you're going to be for Halloween, and then you're entered. Drawing will be held in 1 hour, so at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be reaching out to one of you guys, letting you know that you won. And with that, let's dive into our topic for the day. During the 19th and 20th centuries, the people who would visit the mountains of Colorado, as well as lumberjacks, would be met with fear when they would hear about this terrifying creature that was said to dwell there. According to William Thomas Cox, who was the state forester of Minnesota, he would go ahead and write about this creature, stating that the creature lives on mountains with a slope that has a greater angle than 45 degrees. Probably so it can slide down easily and gain enough momentum to keep going. It has a massive head and tiny eyes and a large mouth that extends back over its ears. It's said to resemble a sculpin, which is a type of fish. I did have to look that up because I had no idea what that was. But it's not exactly the type of creature that you would think of when you would think of a creature that was landlocked. And maybe that makes it even more terrifying. Slide Rock Bolter's tail is a divided flipper with grab hooks at the end. And it uses these to hold on to the tops of mountains or peaks. And then the creature just stays there, motionless, waiting until it sees its next meal. Then when it spots an unsuspecting traveler or creature, it lets go. The bolter will drool from the corners of its mouth, which only increases its speed. And then the victim is devoured in one gulp by this immense creature. The accumulated speed will carry it back up the slope, so then it can use its grab hooks to attach to the next peak. There are even reports of tourists that have went far back into the hills only to get devoured by this creature. But the bolter doesn't just pose a threat to humans. It also poses a threat to the environment because as it slides down, it literally takes out everything in its path. It will rip up the roots of trees, leaving the area barren. Legend has it that there was this forest ranger that decided, okay, this creature is harming humans. It's destroying the land. We need to get rid of it. So he set up a trap and decided to create a dummy tourist. They put a Norfolk jacket on the dummy, knee breeches, and even included a guidebook to Colorado. And then they filled it with powder and fulminate caps. They put it in place. The next day, it caught the eyes of the bolter. So the bolter let go and went down to devour it. This resulted in an explosion so large that it destroyed half of the buildings in Rico, which would never be rebuilt. But is this creature actually a warning for something bigger? Following the discovery of gold in the area, American miners started squatting in designated Ute people's territory. And this area belonged solely to the tribe by the Treaty of 1868. So they were not supposed to be there. The Ute people had spent years trying to defend this territory from people seeking gold. And even with the treaty in place, Briere, who was the tribe's representative, and his wife, Chipeta, would be forced into relinquishing 3.7 million acres of land by Felix Bernat, who was the head of the Board of Indian Commissioners. The way he accomplished this is quite disgusting. He would kidnap their son and be like, you don't let us mine this land, then you won't get your son back. So they're like, well, we want our son back. Our hands are tied here. I guess you can have this. And he never even gave him back to them. But they signed it over. So the Brunot Agreement was signed and the Americans began mining. One of the communities that really flourished during this time was Rico, which would have 5,000 residents in 1892. However, Rico's luck would change the following year when a silver panic would strike the community. Most of the enterprises would be shut down due to the cost of silver falling. And at the end of the century, only 811 residents would remain, which is quite a large drop from 5,000. When the mining was done, in came the lumberjacks. The Brunot Agreement would be broken by the U.S., which would then spark violence, and the Ute people would be completely kicked out of the area and forced to go to Utah. With the land that they once cherished open to be explored by outsiders in 1881. Initially, the forest would be cleared for a mining sector. The western yellow pine specifically was extremely sought after, and this grew really close to Rico, and it would all be cut down after the New Mexico Logging Company bought the cutting rights. The local lumberjacks would have seen that this massive area was barren, along with the destruction of Rico's buildings, and could have created the sliding rock boulder as an explanation of the fall of both the environment and the town. Logging in the southwest of Colorado would not stay profitable, simply because their resources would run out. They were cutting all these trees, but they weren't planting any new ones. When they would run out, the New Mexico Logging Company would move further south in 1914 because they cut everything down. Literally took an area that sustained the Ute people for hundreds of years and destroyed it within a decade. It's disgusting. Conservationists would have tried to put a stop to this before it got so severe, and they would try to limit the logging, which would cause conflicts between them and the lumberjacks who were just trying to earn a living. I don't believe it's necessarily the lumberjacks' fault that this happened as much as it was the head of the companies. It's like going into a store and blaming the cashier that the price is high. It's not them doing it. So it's believed that the lumberjacks came up with this creature in response to the very evident environmental harm that was caused by both the mining and the logging industries. Both industries would quite literally bleed the ground dry within only a few decades of breaking both the treaty with the Ute people and the removal of them. Whether the slide rock boulder truly existed or not, it's still an extremely important tale to tell. It shows just how rapidly human interference can change a region, and not in a good way. I mean, a state forester was the one that wrote about this creature, which I feel is a more reputable source. And these state forests and national parks and all of that, there are such large portions of land that it is possible that there might have been something. But regardless, it's still such a tragic story. An entire community lost their home and were literally kicked out of it. a family lost their son. For what? For them to make, or to be profitable for maybe 10 years and then have to find somewhere else? Was it really worth all of that? I know that now there's a lot more protection along forests and stuff. I believe this is before national parks were a thing. Might be wrong. Like, forests weren't quite as protected as they are today. Let me know if you guys have ever heard this legend, if there's any other legends you want me to dive into. If you have any paranormal encounters that you would love to share with me, I would love to hear them. You can go ahead and email me at brittanybrieregoes@gmail.com. Make sure to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and until next time, I love you guys. Bye.